Hey, what is going on guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at one of Faker's recent solo queue games. Now this wasn't just any ordinary solo queue game, he was actually playing against Apdo in this game, and Apdo's always been known as one of the best solo queue players in the world. Now Faker was able to go 11-2 this game against Apdo, so in this video here, we're going to break down like how Faker was able to do that. I'm going to chop up like certain parts of the game that I think are most important, and we're going to discuss those in this video. So with that being said, let's get started. Now the first thing I want to take a look at here is how Faker plays this early laning phase. Now when Apdo ends up using a card here on a minion, Faker immediately moves forward right now, gets an auto off on Apdo because he knows that TF cannot trade back with him in that situation. So it's just very important whenever the enemy uses an ability like on a minion for CS or something and you have your abilities up, always be looking to trade. You want to try to gain any small advantage that you can in the laning phase and just always keep pressuring your opponent for CS. If they make a little mistake, it's just very important for you to punish that, and that's what Faker does really well in this laning phase against Apdo. Now you might not see this so much in the lower ranks of play, but what Faker does here in this situation is he's just letting the TF push him in the early game here because he's got an Evelynn on his team. Now you'll see in a second here, the Evelynn will come mid and they'll get a very successful gank off. Ahri in this matchup, she can usually shove, or she can match the shove of TF, but Faker is not doing that because he knows Evelynn's gonna come mid, go for an easy gank on Apdo once he is shoved out a little bit. So he baits Apdo in here with the gold card, and he goes for a really nice flash charm, or a charm flash play, I'm pretty sure that was actually. That's just a really good mechanical play there by Faker, and he's very easily able to pick up the first blood because Apdo just did not respect the Evelynn gank there, and he did not respect the flash charm from Faker either. So it's just a really good punish there by Faker, and it gives him a great start to the laning phase. Now what we're going to see in this next clip here is exactly how you want to play Ahri once you hit level 6. So notice right now Faker is level 5. He's going to hit 6 off this wave though. So what he's doing here is he's hard shoving the wave. He's hard shoving it and he's going to immediately leave lane. He's going to plant a pink in this bush. So he knows the enemy does not have vision on him right now. They don't know where he is. There's actually a ward in this bush right there. So I'm not too sure what their bot lane was doing here in this situation. They probably should have backed off by now, but Faker just uses his ultimate here to gap close to gain the distance so that he can pick up a very free double kill bot lane. Now a few things to note in this situation here is that you always want to try to grab an early pink ward on Ahri just to make sure that when you're going for roams that they're successful. If he did not buy a pink in this situation and that bush was warded right there, then the enemy bot lane probably would have reacted a little bit earlier and they would have saw Faker earlier, so they might have backed off in that situation. But always just try to grab a pink with Ahri when you're about to go for roams, and always look to roam and hard shove once you do hit level 6. So now at this point in the game, Faker's picked up a few pretty free kills. He's got a couple kills under his belt now. So what he's going to do for pretty much the rest of the laning phase is just hard shove and constantly be looking to go for roam plays and help his team out. This is really how you can snowball solo queue games and just get ahead really easily in the early game. If you get the slightest advantage in the laning phase, if you get a few kills up on your opponent and you're playing a shoving mid laner, I think that's why like shoving mid lane champions are just really good for solo queue, because if you get a lead, you shove the wave in and you just look to go for roams around the map to help out your team. He picks up another free kill there on the TF, so he's just super far ahead, and at this point it's just a matter of closing out the game. Another thing to pick up on here is that if you get ahead and you're playing mid lane, communicate with your jungler and try to get some invade plays off. In this situation here, Faker goes for invade with the Evelynn. They find the Zac farming, they get an easy kill on him. They also pick up a kill here on Lucian. So that's another thing that you can do, like if you get ahead when you're playing mid lane, you don't only have to look for roams. Getting deep vision down on the enemy jungler or just going into their jungle and trying to catch them out is another great way to keep snowballing the early game. In this game here, I don't think Faker ever actually stayed in lane for an extended period of time. He always just tried to shove the wave out and look to go for an invade or look to go for a roam play, and that's how you should be playing solo queue games if you really want to snowball it and you really want to hard carry games. Now right here, you're going to see why Ahri is one of the strongest solo queue mid lane champions. With your ultimate with Ahri, never be afraid to dash in and look for a pick if you see the enemy out of position. Apdo is just way too far up here. He's not respecting Faker's dash, and he's not respecting the fact that he can get caught out here. So whenever you're playing Ahri, if you get ahead, always be looking to go for picks. Just never be afraid to dash in and look for that charm play, because the best case scenario, you'll end up getting a very free kill, which Faker does in this situation, and the worst case scenario is that you dash in, you don't get the pick with your charm, and then you can use your other dashes, your 2 other dashes, to just dash back out. So always try to play Ahri proactively, and don't just like sit back and wait for a charm to happen or wait for the enemies to run into you, because I think it's a lot better to play Ahri when you are just dashing around and trying to find picks yourself. Another thing to notice from this game is that Faker ended up getting a sweeper instead of a Farsight this game. The reason to why I think he did this in this game is because he's very far ahead at this point in the game, so there's really no point in getting a Farsight. I think Farsight is best bought when either you're even or if you're behind, because you can use it to like face check and stuff. But if you're super far ahead, buying a sweeper is actually better in most situations, because if you can sweep the enemies wards out and the enemies just don't have any vision on you, then it's very easy for you to just stay in their jungle, and if they walk into their jungle, you can just get picks on them. So if you do get ahead, I would recommend buying a sweeper, but if you are even or if you're behind, then in that situation, the Farsight would probably be better. So that is going to be all for this little analysis video here on Faker's Ahri. Let me know down in the comments of any ways I could improve this type of video. If you guys would like to see more of these types of videos, then also let me know down below. This is like the first time I've done one of these kind of like analysis videos, so I probably do have different things that I could look to improve on for a future video of this type. So let me know down below if you guys do have any suggestions. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching, have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.